Good morning. Welcome to the December the 3rd Board of Commissioners meeting. It's so good to see this number of citizens here that care enough about what goes on in their county to show up for such a special event, and we thank you so much and we appreciate you. We're going to start off with the invocation and pledge of allegiance led by Commissioner Krotz.
God, we come today, join together to have two new commissioners take their oath and join this board of 7 that run the county government. God, we have 2 representatives from the state that's going to do 2 of those oaths today. We want to thank everybody for coming. We want to pray that you will bless this county and the leaders that the folks here have elected to guide us all through the next generation. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now turn the meeting over to Master Clerk Debbie Harris.
Okay, at this point in time, we will do the oaths of office. The first person to be sworn in is Mr. Chris Elliott.
It's different being up here watching it. It's different being up here watching that.
Okay, Chris, if you would repeat after me, the oath of county commissioner. I, Chris Elliott,
I, Chris Elliott,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as Commissioner for Davidson County,
as Commissioner of Davidson County,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Chris Elliott,
I, Chris Elliott,
further solemnly and sincerely affirm
further solemnly and sincerely affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina
to the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers
and to the constitutional powers
and authorities
and authorities
which are
which are
or may be established
or may be established
for the government thereof,
for the government thereof,
and I will endeavor
and I will endeavor
to support,
to support,
maintain,
maintain,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of said state,
of said state,
not inconsistent
not inconsistent
with the Constitution
with the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
to the best of my knowledge
to the best of my knowledge
and ability,
and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Chris Elliott,
I, Chris Elliott,
do affirm
do affirm
that I will
that I will well
and truly execute
and truly execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Commissioner of Davidson County
of Commissioner of Davidson County,
according to the best of my skill
according to the best of my skill
and ability,
and ability,
according to the law,
according to law,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Make it official.
It's not official till you sign it.
he get one or you get one?
He gets one and then I get one. The next is Commissioner Shell. Shell,
I, Steve Shell,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully
the
discharge
duties of my office
the duties of my office
as Commissioner for Davidson County,
as Commissioner for Davidson County.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I, Steve Shell,
I, Steve Shell,
further solemnly and sincerely swear
further solemnly and sincerely swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina
to the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers
and to the constitutional powers
and authorities which
and authorities which
are or may be established
are or may be established
for the government thereof,
for the government thereof,
and that I will endeavor to support,
and that I will endeavor to support,
maintain, and defend
maintain, and defend
the Constitution of said state,
the Constitution of said state,
not inconsistent with
not inconsistent with
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United
to the
States,
best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Steve Shell,
I, Steve Shell,
do swear that I will well and truly
that I do swear that I will well and truly
execute the duties
execute the duties
of my office
of my office
of Commissioner for Davidson County
of Commissioner for Davidson County
according to the best of my skill and ability,
according to the best of my skill and ability,
according to law,
according to law,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That thing sure is loud when you write on it. That thing's loud when you write on it.
Thank you, Ms. Ness.
You're welcome. Thank you. Commissioner Toole?
I think you're supposed to put your left hand on the bottom of the right.
I, Don W. Toole, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain
Support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as Commissioner for Davidson County,
as Commissioner of Davidson County,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Don W. Toole,
I, Don W. Toole,
further solemnly and sincerely swear
further solemnly and sincerely
that
swear
I will support the
that I
Constitution
will support the
of
Constitution
the United States,
of the United States,
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of North
to
Carolina
the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers
and to the constitutional powers
and authorities
and authorities
which are or may be
which are or may be
established for the government thereof,
established for the government thereof,
and that I will endeavor to support,
and I will endeavor to support,
maintain, and defend
maintain, and defend
the Constitution of said state,
the Constitution of said state,
not inconsistent with
not inconsistent with
the Constitution of the United
the
States,
Constitution of the United States,
to the best of my knowledge
to the best of my knowledge
and
and
ability,
ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Don W. Toole,
I, Don W. Toole,
do swear that I will well and truly
I will well and truly
execute the duties of the office
of the office
of Commissioner for Davidson County
of Commissioner of Davidson County
according to the best
according to the best
of my skill and ability,
of my skill and ability.
according to law.
I'm more nervous than she is.
Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Karen Walker, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States, and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as Commissioner of Davidson County. So help me God. I, Karen Walker, further solemnly and sincerely swear I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina, and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent therewith, Constitution of the United States, to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God. I, Karen Walker, do swear that I will well and truly execute the duties of the office of Commissioner for Davidson County, according to the best of my skill and ability, according to law, so help me God.
Okay, the next order of business is election of chair and vice chair. At this time, I will open up the floor for nominations for chair.
Madam Clerk,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to offer in nomination for the chairmanship to Commissioner Don Truel.
Thank you, ma'am. Are there any other nominations at this time? There being no further nominations, at this time, I will take a show of hands. All of those in favor of Commissioner Truel for chair for the 2019 year, please signify by raising a hand. That carries by a vote of 7-0. Congratulations, Chairman Truel. I will now open the floor for nominations for vice chair.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Steve Shell.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other nominations at this time for vice chair? Seeing none, I will close the nominations. All of those in favor of Commissioner Shell as vice chair, please signify by raising your hand. That nomination carries by a vote of 7-0. Congratulations, Vice Chairman Shell.
You want to split six? Can later if you want to.
Can I say something, Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead.
I'm proud to pass the gavel on to Commissioner Truel, who put a long time service into serving the citizens of Davidson County. But I'm most proud to have had the honor to serve as the chair of this board and the chairman of the Board of Commissioners serving the people of Davidson County. It is with a great honor and great pleasure that I want to recognize and show my appreciation to the wonderful staff that has guided me, that has given me information that I need in order to try to conduct the job the way it should be conducted. I also want to give praise and thanks to this Board of Commissioners that I served with this past year, that during a difficult time for me, picked up my slack and stepped forward, and I couldn't have been more proud of the people that I served with. I couldn't be more proud of the people of Davidson County, and thank you. Mr. Chairman, I pass the gavel to you, sir.
Got it. We'll change seats later. Before the next item on the agenda is approval of bonds for the sheriff and the register of deeds. But before we do that, I want to say welcome to the board, our new candidates here that were successful, and you know, this is beginning of my 5th term, and each time I say that it's probably one of the best boards I've sat on. We've got the ability here now today to this board might be one of those better boards in the last 15, 20 years too. But I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Anything I can do to help you or anything that you can do to help me, please let me know. And thank you, Karen, for your for nominating me. I mean, you know, it means you have a little bit of faith in me anyway. And I look out there, and you know, when I talk about the last 20 years, it all began with me and Sam is here with me today. Sam is, whether you know it or not, or I think all of you in the room know it, Sam is our state representative. It was a long-time commissioner prior to being a representative. He elected not to run again this year, so after about another month, you'll be through, I guess, for a while. Larry Potts is another one that's with us today. Larry's a long-time commissioner and as a representative for us in Raleigh also. Thank both y'all for being here. I know you was here for Chris, you're here for Karen, but I feel that both y'all are here for me too, so thank you. Now, with that said...
Commissioners say anything?
Do what?
I'm gonna let the new commissioners say anything.
God, man. Right now, let's have the approval of the bonds for the sheriff and register of deeds.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. What you have on the agenda is approval for bonds for the sheriff and register of deeds. We're statutorily required to have bonds on those folks. The reason we're doing this morning is they're being sworn in later on, and they won't have that in place, when they take office. So that's the request from
Will, is
staff.
that just require us to?
You just have to approve it.
Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the bonds and?
It is my honor to, make a motion to approve the bond for the, Sheriff Richie Simmons and the Register of Deeds Michael Horn.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve the bonds for the sheriff and register of deeds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's approved. Now, the big thing today is the Employee Service Awards. This is the time that we, can honor our employees when they've reached a milestone in their.
Mr. Chairman, could we have an adoption of the agenda before we go into the service awards, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't even say that. First, we need to adopt the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda? Anybody want?
Mr. Chairman, hearing there are no changes, I, make a motion, we adopt the agenda as written.
We got a second.
Got a motion and a second to adopt the agenda. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Now with the Employees Service Awards. You know, each 5 years, I think it is, with the, employees here, they reach a milestone and, we recognize them. So everybody in this room here today has been here 5, 10, 15, 20 or better, I guess. So, at this time, we'll set up, who handles this? Casey?
Kathy Cashin.
Kathy?
She is here somewhere. There she is.
So we'll set this up and then I guess we'll be shaking hands with about everybody in here.
Mr. Chairman, if I might, this is an opportunity that we have every year to recognize, employees for real good service, for continued service, for long-time service, and some of them for just beginning service. But we are in this county what the employees are in this county. The fact that our departments are as good as they are and our employees as good as they are reflect upon this Board of Commissioners very favorably. And when we go out throughout the state and we hear other counties saying, how do y'all do this or how do y'all do that, it really, really makes us feel good, and it makes us feel good for you. And you have my appreciation at this particular time, and I wish each one of you a Merry Christmas.
I'll second that.
A third. Okay, we'll do the employees awards now, the service awards. Immediately after the service awards, we'll have a reception for the employees, and then we'll reconvene here for the remainder of the
Meeting.
agenda.
Thank you. I'm Kathy Cashin, Human Resources Director for Davidson County. It's a pleasure to be here to hand out these awards for everybody, whether it's 5 years or more. Reaching milestones is very important to people. We have one here that I'm going to start with. I will call out the department name, and then I'll call out the person's name. But the first one is 45 years of service, and this goes to...
Kathy?
Yes?
I'm gonna stop you real quick. They come down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would count it up.
Yeah, if you can move over just a little.
It may help if we move the podium that way a little bit more.
Brittany call her master clerk.
Okay, so we'll start with, have to put these on, 45 years of service, Ruth Honeycutt for the Board of Elections.
She's unable to be here this morning.
Okay, Ruth is not here, but we may have some members of the Sheriff's Department who are not here as well, but we are going to go ahead and call out their names. Stephen Hedrick, Sheriff's Department, 35 years of service. Okay. Janie Ange, Health Department, 30 years. Larry James, EMS, 30 years. Cynthia Mobley, Register of Deeds, 30 years. Deborah White, Health Department, 30 years. Wanda Woods, Social Services, 30 years. Kimberly Young, Tax Assessor, 30 years. Roger Brammer, Sheriff's Department, 25 years. Laura Carroll, Tax Assessor, 25 years. Darren Cecil, Health Department, 25 years. Susan Craig, Social Services, 25 years. Lee Crook, Planning, 25 years. Lynette Davis, Health Department, 25 years. Mark Epley, EMS, 25 years. Lucille Fletcher, Senior Services, 25 years. Angela Graham, Health Department, 25 years. Gregory Hennessy, Health Department, 25 years. Petra Leonard, Veteran Services, 25 years. Dennis Rabin, Sheriff Department, 25 years. Kathy Replogle, Social Services, 25 years. Karen Strickland, Health Department, 25 years. Darlene Thompson, Health Department, 25 years. Michael White, EMS, 25 years. Chad Childress, Sheriff Department, 20 years. Angie Curry, Social Services, 20 years. Kelly Daniel, Sheriff Department, 20 years. James Freeman, Sheriff Department, 20 years. Amy Jones, Finance, 20 years. Linda Reiner, Integrated Solid Waste, 20 years. I'm sorry, I need to slow down.
That one's Linda.
There we go.
Look at those names right there, right?
Jean Roman Hamilton, Health Department, 20 years. Holland Schoaf, Integrated Solid Waste, 20 years. Ryan Swink, EMS, 20 years. Vicki Watkins, Sheriff Department, 20 years. Terry Whitman, Sheriff Department, 20 years. Anthony Ball, Public Works, 15 years. Marcus Cormack, Emergency Communication, 15 years. Clayton Dagenhart, Sheriff Department, 15 years. Tammy Dewey, Social Services, 15 years. Tony Gordon, Sheriff Department, 15 years. Debbie Harris, County Manager, 15 years. Randy Holbrook, Sheriff Department, 15 years. Terry McClamrock, EMS, 15 years. Amanda McKnight, EMS, 15 years. Eric Morrow, EMS, 15 years. Rashard Ricks, EMS, 15 years. Matthew Riddle, Sheriff Department, 15 years. Richard Russo, EMS, 15 years. Teresa Seacrest, Library, 15 years. Robin Schuman, Library, 15 years. Edna Snyder, Davidson Works, 15 years. Rhonda Tomlinson, Senior Services, 15 years. Sandra Woods, Library, 15 years. Jeffrey Barber, Sheriff Department, 10 years. Springback EMS, 10 years. Lauren Blackwelder, Emergency Communications, 10 years. Karen Capps, Emergency Communications, 10 years. Donald Clodfelter, Tax Assessor, 10 years. Slade Cole, Human Resources, 10 years. Congratulations. Roger Cook, Sheriff Department, 10 years. Kim Covington, Library, 10 years. Kimberly Craver, Social Services, 10 years. Douglas Duffy, Senior Services, 10 years. Paula Helms, Human Resources, 10 years. Courtney Hepler, Sheriff Department, 10 years. Stephanie Herndon, Health Department, 10 years. Jessica Howell, Library, 10 years. Michael Hurd, Sheriff Department, 10 years. Karen Keith, Social Services, 10 years. Jennifer Littleton, Social Services, 10 years. Maria McBride, Tax Assessor, 10 years. Beth Mitchell, Davidson Works, 10 years. Wanda Montgomery, Social Services, 10 years. Pamela Moore, Social Services, 10 years. Terry Myers, Integrated Solid Waste, 10 years. Sandra Nobles, Sheriff Department, 10 years. Robert Parsons, Integrated Solid Waste, 10 years. Terry Perry, Emergency Communications, 10 years. Stephanie Poor, Senior Services, 10 years. Lisa Rabin, Sheriff Department, 10 years. Jody Roberts, EMS, 10 years. Jamison Sears, Emergency Communication, 10 years. Beverly Spa, Library, 10 years. Alenthea Tate Fielding, Social Services, 10 years. Walter Threadgill, Integrated Solid Waste, 10 years. Jackie Weatherby, Social Services, 10 years. Robin Whitesell, Davidson Works, 10 years. David Wooten, Sheriff Department, 10 years. Annual Wright, Social Services, 10 years. Eric Bailey, Health Department, 5 years. Lisa Beck, Social Services, 5 years. Vicki Bennett, Social Services, 5 years. Julie Bowers, Health Department, 5 years. LaVonda Brown, Sheriff Department, 5 years. Robert Butler, Sheriff Department, 5 years. Marshall Crisco, Emergency Communications, 5 years. Eric Compian Garcia, Library, 5 years. Susan Craven, Library, 5 years. Jonathan Farlow, Library, 5 years. Jason Franklin, Social Services, 5 years. Brittany Goforth, Social Services, 5 years. Wow, that's a lot of years and a lot of hard work and dedication to a county the size of Davidson County. There's another page? Are you kidding me? There's another page. So sometimes these don't help a whole lot. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let's keep going. Your stomach growling's going to have to wait a little bit. Okay, Ken Hepler, Inspections, 5 years. George Hunt, Sheriff Department, 5 years. Belinda Johnson, Social Services, 5 years. Stephen Jones, Sheriff Department, 5 years. Kevin Kaiser, EMS, 5 years. Jenny Laughlin, Health Department, 5 years. Lily McKnight, Sheriff Department, 5 years. Katrina McMasters, Social Services, 5 years. Drew Meyer, Library, 5 years. Judy Michael, Sheriff Department, 5 years. Vicki Miller, Social Services, 5 years. Keely Moore, Tax Assessor, 5 years. Justin Myers, Sheriff Department, 5 years. Ashley Robbins, Health Department, 5 years. Mark Robbins, EMS, 5 years. Megan Sink, Social Services, 5 years. Anna Stedman, Social Services, 5 years. Giovanna Tello, Health Department, 5 years. Kathy Tesh, Sheriff Department, 5 years. Caleb Thomas, EMS, 5 years. Nikita Whitehead, Social Services, 5 years. Zachary Whitt, EMS, 5 years. Diane Wilson, Social Services, 5 years. Patricia Wolf, Social Services, 5 years. There's not a fourth page. Wow, let me just say that again. Wow, that's a lot of years and a lot of service, and I think Davidson County really needs to be proud of employees who are so dedicated and committed to the good cause for the whole county. On behalf of Human Resources, thank you for all that you do and for being here so long. You make our job a whole lot easier. So breakfast is waiting on you across the hall. Thank you.
And, we're gonna knock this thing out in just a few minutes. If anybody wants to speak at public address, you hadn't registered, just get up here and register.
There's no one registered at this point.
All right, does anybody want to speak at public address? It's getting late anyway. And, so our public address, we done passed that. Now, items for decision, we only have one, that's our boards and commissions, appointments. I think everybody here has got a list before them. I have talked to everyone here, and before I say this, let me explain. Anything that I put down here is unofficial. If you don't want it, tell me you don't want it. But, I tried to, look at, our two new ones, Chris and, Karen, and, I wanted to, we all got about 5 or 6 different committees to look at. I tried to separate them the way I felt that they would like to have them, have it done. And, so if you look at it, get your pencil out if you want to and mark it. We'll start at the top, the list. First one is the Piedmont Triad Regional Council. That's our COG. That's really not one of our boards. I represent the Davidson County on that board, so I'm on that one myself. Second one is Cardinal Innovations. Cardinal Innovations is one of, I think, the hardest committees we have. And I think it's hard because nobody quite understands what we're supposed to do on it. I've talked, we got two commissioners here that pretty well versed on insurance matters. When we talk about Cardinal, we're talking about Medicare, Medicaid, these type things. It's all mumbo jumbo to me. But anyway, I mentioned to Zach Crotch. Mr. Crotch said that he would be glad to, if we want him to be glad to represent Davidson County on the Cardinal Innovations Board. And then let us know later if he changes his mind. Social Services, that would be Steve Jarvis and Karen Watford.
That's okay with me.
Okay. And the Health Board, I've been on the Health Board for 22 years, so that's mine. Davidson Works is Steve Shell. Parks and Recreation, that's Zach Crotch and Chris. I'd like for you to be on the Parks and Recreation.
That's fine with me. Yes, sir.
Senior Services, that's Mr. McClure. He's been on that since the year 1. And Steve Shell. And now Senior Services, there's 2 parts of Senior Services, isn't it? This one meets quarterly, I think it is, isn't it, Fred?
No, they just tell me when to be there.
Okay, they tell you when to be there. And if you do, then tell Steve Shell when he's supposed to be there too. JCPC, Juvenile Crime Prevention, that's Steve Jarvis. Economic Development. Okay, let me stop there just a minute. Economic Development, if you recall, and Debbie can correct me if I'm wrong, when we got 2 votes on that board, each city has 1 vote. Davidson County has 2 votes on that board, and when we changed the bylaws for that committee 2 years ago, I guess it was, we had Steve Jarvis as a liaison, which is a non-voting member on that board. We realized that put 3 commissioners on there, and actually it's supposed to be 2 voting members. So this is the perfect time that we can take the liaison off and just allow Steve Jarvis to pick up as the voting member, if that's all right with you, Steve.
That'd be fine.
Okay, that'll help us out there. So that economic development.
They're gonna have a meeting before you go.
I reckon it will.
So as far as liaison, we won't have one of those then. Davis County Planning Committee for the elderly, and that's Mr. McClure, that's another, senior services thing. Public Safety Association Communications, that's me and, Chris Elliott. Chris, we'll figure out what we're supposed to do on that one and when they meet.
Okay.
I think that's one of those as is also. Lake Tomilex, Chris, I'm not throwing a whole lot on you now, but I'd like you to have Lake Tomilex too, if you'd accept it.
Yes, sir.
Lake Tomilex, you'll be our, go-between with Lexington, Thomasville, and, the Lake, Committee. Scholarship Committee, that's, Zach Crotch.
Now, Zach had said something to me about the possibility of me doing that one, but it matters not. If he wants to stay on there, that's fine. If you know, if you've got room for me to be there, if you wanna come back to it and Don,
Okay.
I don't care what you wanna do about that, but it's just what it is. Zach's been on that one, I think.
Debbie, is that a board that we could have two of?
We would have to, I think, redo the bylaws. Right now, there's one commissioner on there and 9 members. We can redo the bylaws.
I'm fine with giving it to Karen, I mean, 'cause she's the educator. And so when she reads those essays, she can read through some of it.
Okay.
Where I'm a fish out of water. I have to take everybody else's advice. But I do think that we could possibly look at that. I think it's a great committee, and I think we need to publicize it more. I think we're leaving money on the table that maybe we could advertise more.
We need to get with our school folks to make sure that they're doing a better job. Well, we advertise it. It's advertised, and it's on the website.
Yeah.
It's a matter of the schools getting the information to their folks through the guidance counselors to let them know that it's available.
And maybe even looking at maybe people that's not in school that would go back to school to become teachers, like TAs.
Okay, so, Karen,
know that
do you
committee
accept
just-
that then?
It's fine with me. That
Okay.
was what my career was as an
Okay.
English teacher.
So scholarship committee will be, Karen Wofford.
That committee just met. Is
And
it,
last week,
is it over for this year?
it starts, we have scholarship periods twice a year. There's one in the spring that meets in April, one in the fall that meets in November. So we give out scholarships in June and January.
Okay.
So
The reason why I brought that up, I think there was only one scholarship that was awarded at that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
The spring one for the kids going to school in the fall seems to be the bigger
one.
process. The one in the winters is normally a smaller process than the spring one.
Okay.
But whenever it comes time to give out the scholarships, I'd love to be,
That's
kept
right.
in mind, 'cause we can't, one commissioner can't be at all of them.
Like we did last spring at all the schools. There were commissioners that went to all the schools to their awards day.
Okay.
That presented the scholarships during the awards day. And that went over really well with the schools.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. So we'll definitely.
The next one on the list will be our trip board, TRAD Partnership Board, Tourism Partnership Board, excuse me. That's, Karen Wofford.
Is that okay with the rest of y'all?
Oh, yeah.
Sound like it'd be a real trip.
All right, the next one is the Piedmont Authority for Regional Transportation. That's, the big black bus that comes through town, and that's me.
With nobody on it.
That's right.
Yeah.
We told them to tint the windows so nobody can tell.
That's right.
Then the Winston-Salem MPO is Zach Crotch, and Chris Elliott will be the alternate. So, Chris, you might work it out and take a trip or two with him up there, and then you'll know where it's at and what you need to do if he's not there.
Yeah, Chris, on that one, we let them know in advance who's gonna be there. But you only have one voting member, and if I can't be there, then you would be the alternate to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
High Point MPO, the same thing, Mr. McClure, and, Karen, you'd be the alternate for the High Point MPO.
Okay.
As far as I know, we don't have to tell anybody how many we're gonna have, so if you wanna go and just observe and watch what's going on.
I would like to do that and not necessarily,
Yeah.
in the learning process.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And Guy will help you out if you have, any questions. He's up on it pretty good, so.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's one reason that you won't see the MPO or the alternate MPO on the, park board that's up there, because MPO send a representative to the meetings. I think for High Point, it's, guy from, Thomasville. Sewer meets, I think it meets second too. That's Jarvis, Shell, and Elliott on the sewer. Integrated Solid Waste Advisory Board. Chris, you got that one by yourself, buddy.
Yes, sir.
The Facilities Committee, that's Mr. Jarvis, Mr. McClure, and Steve Shell.
I would love to be on that committee.
Transportation Advisory Board, that's, the local transportation board, that's myself. Communication system, that's,
Is there really a need for that any longer?
well, I think for the time being it is, but, it's getting close to the end.
We gonna have any decisions that we gotta make? I
Not
mean,
that I'm aware of, but I never
all the
know.
decisions have been made pretty much.
Kinda gone to the full board now, so when I keep you updated, I go to everybody, more or less.
I mean, it's just being built now.
I don't mind serving on it, that's for sure, but I just wondered, I think it's pretty much a done
I don't
deal.
think we'll have too many meetings.
That's up to the chair if you wanna still have that committee, Don.
Well, I mean, anybody that wants to be on the committee, Jarvis, McClure, and Elliott is on that committee,
Who? Me and Jarvis
and Chris Elliott.
Nope.
The I-85 Corporate Center would be Jarvis, Shell, and Watford.
Thank you.
Wilcox Bridge would be Shell and Crotts and Watford. Insurance, which these are ad hoc committees. Insurance would be Mr. McClure and Zach Crotts. LEPC, Steve Shell and Ms. Watford. And the EDC chair, that's the chairman's designee. I think I'll make a decision. If I'm keep it myself until the end of this month anyway, because we're gonna have to go through some of these again when Mr. Jarvis leaves. So that's what I've got, and like I say, if anybody wants to change.
Who was on the LEPC?
LEPC.
Steve still there?
Steve Shell and, Karen.
And then Steve's still the chairman's designee for the EDC?
Do what now?
The last one, the EDC chair designee, is he still on that? I missed it, I wasn't listening, I guess.
That will be mine for the time being,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, all right, missed that.
Yeah. And that's it.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Ms. Watford will be taking 7 committees.
Okay, let's make sure.
And I've got 1, 2, 3, 5. Cause I'm giving one up, I've got 4 and I'm picking one up.
Karen, if you don't want that I-85 thing, I can serve on that. I served on it for a number of years. So if 7 is a little bit,
It might be, although that's one that I'm very interested in,
Okay.
perhaps in the future, okay? So if it's all right with me, it's good with Mr. Trull.
Mr. Shell, I'd really like to serve on the Capital Facilities Committee, and then Jarvis, will be coming off in January and would have to reallocate. I think, last time I looked, I think you've got 8 committees.
Who,
Steve Shell.
Shell's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7, okay.
And you've got 6.
6. 1, 2,
I feel slighted, I don't have a 5,
3,
but I don't want any more.
4, 5. I count 5.
Right, you got Parks and Recreation?
Um,
Well, no, you gave up scholarships a
Yeah.
while ago.
Mhm. Is that okay with you, Steve? Shell?
What's that?
For facilities?
I don't set the committees, I'd
Well,
like
that's
to serve on,
discussion.
I'd like to serve on the facilities committee.
Well, let's leave them like they are till,
You be willing to give it up before you leave? Are y'all gonna meet before you leave?
Oh,
They'll meet on the 11th.
Is that okay with you, Steve?
What's that? I mean, I don't know if we're meeting again or not. I've held that committee and I've seen all the projects
Mm-hmm.
for 6 years. If we have another meeting, I would hate to not be involved in that.
We meet that committee meets December 11th.
I thought we had another meeting coming.
Is it okay with the board if once Steve Jarvis steps down, if I took that position?
it depends.
Okay,
Who's gonna take his place?
I got you.
I'd hate to see a contractor come in here and give him a scholarship committee and give you the facilities or something.
Well, I worked in construction for a while. That's what I did. I was an engineer in the military. That's why I'd like to have it.
I built bridges in the military.
I did that and blew them up.
I didn't blow them up, but I messed them up.
Yeah, I was a heavy combat engineer. That's what we did.
All right, is everybody satisfied?
If everybody is, you made a mistake someplace.
True.
I make a motion that we, adjourn then.
To have a second. Is anything else?
Do you have to approve the committee? Do you have to vote?
I think
I don't think so.
We do need to vote. We did last year that
Oh,
way.
we did?
Mhm, yep.
All right, do I have a motion that we approve these committees?
I don't know that we've ever done that before, but we can. I'll make the motion if that's the case.
Anybody want to say?
I'll second.
Got a motion second to approve the committees as we presented them. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Now we adjourn.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye. We adjourn.
Okay, I appreciate